7,
Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing the Chess at 3 with Wesley So Blitz Arena on leadchess.org. We're about to start with 208 players. This is a special event, and Wesley So is apparently playing. I do not see him up here, but this is a special Blitz event that was organized by this group. I'm not quite sure what Chess at 3 is, but I've seen some of their stuff around. It's either like a YouTube channel or something online that is a organization. So I'm sorry I don't have more details than that. And I just won my first game by default. So this is something that I was only made aware of the other day. And I checked my schedule this morning. I was like, oh, this event is today at 4 o'clock my time. So let's play. Okay, I'm playing Throwaway Fun. I'm going to Berserk this game if they're actually here. As you can see, there are many, many players in this tournament, and they've been just lining up for hours. So I suspect some people have registered and then like walked away from their computers. So they're not playing. Again, we get a forfeit win. And just like that, I'm in first place. All right, 4 points. First blood, as Tunak Demir said. Yeah, his username is Wesley So. I don't see him at the top, but that's probably because he's unrated on Leechess. And Wesley actually lives in my home state of Minnesota. Okay. All right, par 40. If you're going to berserk, I'll berserk back. Let's see what happens here. So we're playing a 1 minute and 30 seconds game each. Okay, let's bring the knight out to c3. Just pressure the center. I like bishop f4 here. And let's play bishop g3, just so if black captures, we can take back with the h-pawn. Wesley is currently number 10 in the world. I did look up that stat. I was just kind of curious where he's been at in the world rankings these days. I'm going to play queen here. I'm a little worried about knight b4, but I think rook c1 should be okay in response to that. Let's go a3. And just to stop any incursion on the b4 square. All right. I'm thinking about taking. Actually, let's play bishop e2 first. I'm playing a little slower than my opponent, but it's early still. Okay, so he trades. Let's take back. Bishop g4. All right, let's take here now. And then we'll play rook b8. I'm not sure if I'll castle on the king side. That remains to be seen. Let's just threaten mate right now. See how black responds. All right, probably a good time to castle. Even though the h-file is open, I don't see that becoming a problem. Black doesn't have enough firepower down this file anyways. So let's just look for a trade here. They're leading me on time a little bit, but I like my position. Black takes. Okay. They're going to play for the endgame, and I will take on this endgame. Maybe I can get my knight here or here and threaten this pawn. Ooh, and there we go. Drop pawn by black, and wow, things are coming apart quickly. And we win the game. All right, so we're off to a quick 9 points. 6 ahead of the field, but it's a long tournament. 42 minutes. I need a good score, though, to start, so I can actually get paired with Wesley later. That's the goal. So, all right, we're playing Bahadir Ozan. All right, I'm just going to play knight f3 on move 1. Oh, he's going to berserk, too. I'm not going to berserk, probably because I didn't hit the berserk button, but young Bahadir is berserking his heart out. So I have time, and I can use it. Maybe I can use it strategically at some stage. We've played this setup before, and it has worked out for me before. I've got my bishop pressuring the b7 pawn. I like that. So with him only having 120, he's going to be hard-pressed if I continue making solid moves, especially if they're quick moves, too. Okay, so I think he probably wants to go for knight c5, so I'm going to see if he wants to swap. I'm not sure I really want to trade here, though, unless I could win something. Yeah, let's play knight f4 and just see if he goes knight e4. He may hold off on that. Okay, let's bring the rook over. Probably smart. Maybe this rook over here now. He can move this light square bishop, but I'm not sure if he's going to. Okay, so let's do this now. Defend our bishop on b2. Bahadir Ozan's a really remarkable player because he's not that high rated FIDE, but his online play is exceptional. Okay, now I'm going to come here, and I've got a threat of taking on e4 or c7. So he saw that, but I think I can just snatch this pawn. So I'm going to do that. And now d6 becomes weak as well, so I think Bahadir Ozan is going to have trouble. If knight c3, I can just play rook d2. I don't see any issues there. Yeah, so we can just go like this. Bishop g4 is an active move, but I can just play f3 if I really want to. Okay, d6 is hanging. I'm tempted just to go for that. I could also play knight d5. Yeah, let's play knight d5 in the interest of simplifying a little bit. Okay, let's take this guy. I don't really need my light square bishop anymore. Yeah, let's come here. This is a pawn we can pick up. Let's go here. Just stop any funny business on the king side if we can. Let's bring this over here just to defend laterally. I feel like I don't have to take yet, so this should be okay. Okay, let's take the file. As long as it's offered, make sure he can't double up. Maybe give a check here. And then I'm thinking e3. This does worry me a little bit, but ahead the material that I'm up right now, it's not going to be a big problem. So this should be fine. Okay. Let's play knight d5. Just block that light square bishop of his. Then I'm thinking about bringing my king to the center. Yeah, he can barely move right now, so he has trouble coordinating. He's got 32 seconds to my minute 11. Probably need something radical like b5. Something along those lines. Okay, let's go here. Rook takes e3, not possible. So we're good on that front. Okay, let's do this. We'll keep going. Yeah, he's playing for activity, but it's really too little too late at this stage for him. As long as I mildly keep my wits about me. Let's go here. Give a check. Let's push this pawn. Go here, getting behind the pawn. Yeah, and that's just too much to take care of with these pawns on the 6th rank. All right, so we beat Bahadir Ozan. We're at 13 points. Rookie GTO says Finn's on fire. Well, in fairness, a couple of those games were forfeit wins, no-shows. All right, let's play d4 against Luis Romano. I'm going to post this as my regular video for today for the Blitz section. Nah, let's play knight f3. We'll play a main line. And I'm going to play one of my specialty lines where you play e3 and go after the pawn on c4 immediately. Yeah, black usually plays b5 and now b4, to which I'll reply with knight a2. I went for a run right before this tournament started, so I feel kind of energized, I gotta say. Let's go knight e5. Maybe I can get my queen to f3. I remember a game with I'm a Dirty Cheater where he destroyed me by doing this quickly, so maybe I'll take a page from his book and try to get my queen to an active square. Okay, so can I take on b5 profitably? Probably not. I don't think that leads to anything. f4 is interesting. Let's try that. Just prop up our knight. And if he takes, we'll take back with the f-pawn, and I like our central presence. Let's call it. Okay, maybe queen f3 now, or bishop e2. Let's go with bishop e2. I'm just going to probably put the bishop on f3. Black might remain up a pawn, but in a blitz game, I like my compensation. Ah, familiar face here in the standings, Seppo. I don't see Wesley So at the moment. He's got 36 minutes to rise up the rating ladder. I mean, he probably doesn't know too much about Lichess, so I wonder if he even knows about the Berserk functionality and stuff like that. So, I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's play bishop f3. He's probably going to put the bishop on b7, but maybe then I can go a5. a5, a6? It's possible. If a5, he'd have to play queen a6 in that case, which looks a little weird, but maybe okay. Yeah, that should be okay for him. Okay, I'm going to go g4 and try to attack. I feel like my position is a bit sketchy, but I don't know. I'm going to try to make the most of it. Knight e4. Taking on d5 doesn't look good. e4, nah. All right, I think I have to play knight e4 and try to create some play. Luis Romano's a little bit up on time, too. I recall playing this player in Bullet before. That's probably the one time we've played. Hope you guys are having a good middle of the week. All right, so b4. This leaves this pawn a bit weak. But how to capitalize? Do I go g5 and then try for some crazy knight f6 type business? All right, I'm going to do this for now and at least see where that black queen goes. If it goes to c7, then I have license to play a6 if I want. I feel like if I don't play a5, black will play a5 themselves, so maybe I can beat them to the punch. g5. Do I pull the trigger? Or play some other move? Yeah, let's go g5. So we're putting a lot of stock in knight f6 check coming eventually. Maybe I need king h1 first. Direct play by black. Direct and probably good. Well, all right, bombs away. Let's do this. If they take with a pawn and I take back, then assuming black moves their bishop, I think I can take d5 and then go queen g4. So maybe there's something to be said for that. I feel like, okay, he's going to do this. Interesting. All right, well, let's take. If there's a check, I would have to play king h1. So this is going to be played instead. Probably good defense by Mr. Romano. e4 maybe, but e4 leaves d4 very, very tender. I don't want to trade, because if I trade, then I weaken this diagonal so significantly. a6 doesn't accomplish much. I just got to hurry. I'm going to play here and wait on time. Okay, let's just do this. Way down on time. I need my bishop out too. That's another problem I'm experiencing here. Okay, let's do this. If they play knight h4, at least I can trade and play e4. It's not great, but it's something. Okay, I guess I'll take this way. Why not? If takes, probably e4. Okay, so I have an idea. e4 and queen f6. If I can make that happen with my 20 seconds on the clock. Those of you who have watched my channel for a while know that 3 minute is like my weakest time control. I feel I'm really bad at this one. Okay, let's do this. Give a check. And now we're going to pile up on that pinned rook. And I think after they defend it, we can just take and play rook g1, actually. And I don't see how they stop mate here. Oh, that's clever. Okay, but I can do this instead, fortunately. They were trying to get queen b7 check in, which would have been really nasty. But yeah, as played, queen takes g7's coming. All right, so that was a fortunate win. I was playing with fire there by spending so much time. And here we go. We see Super GM Wesley So. He's in the building, and he has a provisional rating of 2189. He did berserk a game. Look at that. He won 5 points, so he berserked against Silver Flame. I think we're going to get a game with him if things keep up. All right. Shotiko is the next opponent. I'm berserking this game. He's 1786, and we're playing the Scandi. This is a pretty good pairing. Queen d8. All day, every day, baby. Bishop out to g4. And h3, most likely. Yep, there we go. Takes with the pawn. That's a new one. Don't think that's great for white, because he needlessly damages his pawns. But maybe he just saw that his queen was defending d4, and he didn't see that his queen would be attacking b7 if it were to come out there. Okay, let's go here. And if a3, I think I'll play queen a5. This is something you can get away with oftentimes in the Scandi, because there's this pin on the rook on a1. So the a pawn is pinned. And now I can play this move. Yeah, let's do that. Probably they have to castle short now. And I think I can take, and play queen takes c3. Otherwise, the pressure on c3 is unbearable. So castling short is pretty much forced, I believe. So 2/3 of the tournament remaining, 31 minutes. E-player doing well. Good to see him up there in the standings. Okay, we're going to take back here real quick, pre-move that. I'm happy with the trade. We're already up 1 pawn. White has the 2 bishops, so I have to tame that, but being up the pawn, I'm optimistic. Maybe bishop d2 now so they can go for c4 thereafter. Okay, it's possible our knight's going to get a little kicked around. Could play b5 here. Or b6. Let's play b6. It seems a little bit safer. Yeah, so Shotiko's going to have some compensation, like maybe bishop f4 and try to get into d6. But I've often gone through hell and high water to gain a pawn. And this game is looking to be no exception. Okay, let's just castle now. c5. That kind of gives up control of this square, so I'm going to jump into d5. Now we open up the attack on a4. Also, knight into c3 is possible. Okay, bishop back to c2. Now, knight a4 almost wins material, but not quite. I'm just going to go here. Position the rook on the d-pawn. Could be helpful in the future, you never know. I want to go knight c3, but I don't see what it really leads to, so I'm holding off on that decision. Okay, let's go rook a5. Maybe my rook will be useful on the 5th rank. Ooh, I got to watch my time. I've got 29 seconds left. Okay, I'm going to double up here now. Losing this game on time would not be wise. Okay, let's drop that back. Okay, let's play for e5. Just trying to break through and maybe get my knight to c4 eventually. Cause some trouble on that square. And he's pretty defensively placed at the moment. Okay, gotta watch my back rank. That much is clear. If that bishop moves, maybe knight to b4. Yeah, I can do this, right? This is attacked, this is attacked. How is white surviving here? Looks tough. Bishop b3, I'll take on e3 with check, and then take on a2. So they're going to sack some stuff. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to come here and defend that c-pawn. I want to keep this here. They can play a5. Okay, let's do this. So if they check on the back rank, we're trading. Let's bring up our king. This is the 15-second drill now. They know that I'm low on time. You can tell that from their play. Alright, rook e4. Let's just defend. I want to win that f-pawn. That's what I would very much like to win if possible. Let's go check here. And then I'm going to pre-move this check. Try to force them back a little bit. Let's pre-move this over here and go after their h-pawn. He's getting low on time too, so this is going to be tough for him as well. The nice thing here is my position is completely safe, so I can pre-move a lot of stuff, and he just has to sit there kind of reacting to what I'm doing. So now I'm going to pre-move knight d5. He caught me there. Okay, let's try to bring this knight over. Get it involved in the action. Okay, I have a fork maybe, if he goes back to f2. Okay, let's do this and bring the rook over here. Now we're threatening some stuff. Gives a check. We can run our h-pawn, however. H-pawn is going down the board. All right, we won on time. So good thing I glanced over at my clock when I had like 30 seconds left. Wizard of Doom. Yes, I am recording. I'm not streaming. I am recording, though. All right, par 40. Let's do this again. D4, G6 this time. And we'll play a Gurganidze. Still no game with Wesley So, but again, it's early. Okay, let's play A5. I wonder if he's going to go Queen F3 and try to set up a sneaky little potential checkmate. Let's play our bishop out to A6. Maybe this will interfere with him castling eventually. Let's go here. And if he plays E5, I'm thinking send my knight into F5. Okay, let's do this. I have in mind knight E4 is one option. So, okay, let's come here. He might play bishop into H6. I'm not like shaking in my boots about that move, but I want to be aware of that possibility. I'm going to come here with the queen. He's going to castle that wing. Well, nah, let's go this way. All right, two can play at this game. Let's play E6, just guard the center. I'm thinking an interesting maneuver might be this. So try to get the knight up to C4. I'm even willing to give my light square bishop. I don't think my light square bishop matters that much anymore. Okay, let's do this. And he's going to send the other knight over. Aha. Can I take here? I think I can. Some pain I have to go through. No, I think I can take it. Yeah, because I win b3 with check is the point behind all this. So if knight c5, I have knight takes b3 with check. And maybe he could play bishop takes d5. Okay, he's going to go for this, though. Okay, let's guard the c5 square now. He probably needs to evacuate his king like he's doing. Our knight is well placed on d6. I'm just going to try to double up and attack c2. Let's go here. f7 is covered nicely, so that's good to see. Let's just do this. Maybe he'll go for g4, something to that effect, but okay, I'll offer a queen trade, and do we win this? I think we do. Gets knight d4 in. That's a bit annoying. Come here. If knight here, probably rook c5 makes the most sense. I'm just trying to watch my time. This guy's a speedster. Up the 2 pawns. I mean, I'm confident, but the time can always complicate things. Let's go here. Come here. I'm thinking about an exchange sacrifice, but it's probably unnecessary. I'll probably just go for knight d6 instead. He takes. All right, like to see that. So I have all my bases covered here. I'm just going to go attack c2. Let's look for a trade. Can win that. Yeah, and if we get to take c2 as we just did, this is probably over. Wesley So is in 3rd place. He's got 19 points. All right, so this player resigned. We're up to 27. Let's keep winning. Casablanca, 22-18. All right, 2016 will be mine. I'm just going to play this game normal. They're 21-48, so pretty good. Okay, let's play g3. Fianchetto line. Black can play this in 2 ways. Bishop out to f5 or bishop to g4 as black just did. Okay, I'm going to play d3. Probably queen b3 soon. Let's play it now and just see how they react. They can play queen b6, but then if I trade, they have to be satisfied with those weaknesses that they have. This way can be a little bit dangerous. Okay, let's play... I'm going to play rook d1 and see if I can sneak in this move. I'm a little worried about d4, though. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed d4. Yeah, that was probably a bad decision. I could play d4 now. I guess I will, just to stop them from pushing their pawn. So we've got kind of like a exchange Slav looking position. Maybe knight e5 on the horizon. Okay, so he takes. Let's take back. Bring the bishop out to f4. It looks good on this square. I feel like they're going to go for knight a5 to c4. That's what I would think about doing if I were white, or black, rather. Okay, let's come here. I just blundered this pawn. That was a bad move. I was trying to make it so that my rooks didn't lose coordination with each other, but in doing so, I just straight up blundered a pawn. Whoops-a-daisy. All right. So this is the Finns' comeback trail. I'm going to swing over. I think if I keep my rooks on the c-file, it's probably just going to amount to trade sooner or later. So I'll try to keep more tension in the position. Let's go here. It's hard to attack these pawns, though, because they're so well fortified. Taking doesn't do much. I'm going to come back here. Maybe bishop d4. Still a lot of time for both sides. No problem there. Knight b6, perhaps. Knight b6, maybe. Now, the threat is so obvious with knight b6. Let's come here and attack this knight. Working hard to get counterplay. Okay, h4, maybe g4, g5. I'm playing around with this idea. I more so hope he just loses time, potentially trying to defend against my phantom threats. That's my really big plan. Okay, let's play our king up to g2. He's going to retreat the knight. Interesting. Okay, maybe knight b6 now. Or knight a4, rather. It's so obvious what I'm trying to do, though. I mean, he can cover it with queen c7, among other moves. That also works. Okay, let's just come back. We had our fun. All right, I'm going to go for f4 and maybe an eventual f5 if I can. Okay, we're going to do this and try to break up his pawns. Yeah, he's just ignoring it. Makes sense. Let's play this, just defending. A minute for me, a minute 20-some for him. This guy's ready to attack this year. The 2016 will be mine. Okay, let's bring this up. If he plays king e7, at least then I can win d5. Not expecting him to do that, so... I'm thinking maybe g4, g5. He could play h5 right now, perhaps. Alright, let's try it. b4. Somehow I didn't think that b4 is what he was up to, but he's proving me wrong. Let's go g5, attack that knight. I don't think I mind this too much. This actually looks alright for me. Alright in the sense that I have some counterplay. Knight h7 is probably a good move, in fact. Yeah, that's a good one. G6. Gotta go for some trades. Knight g5 probably will be played, and I'll have to come back to g2. He's gonna take that way. Alright. Alright, all hope is not yet lost. If rook g4, king f1. Let's keep it together here, people. If rook takes e6, rook takes d5, and we're attacking this knight. So that should be alright. He's still up a pawn, but it's not a very good pawn at the end of the day. Let's come here. Maybe knight e4. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to lose all my pawns, but... I mean, his stuff isn't so well placed after he takes on f2, for instance. He offers a draw. Okay, I'm going to take that. I mean, he's down on time, but I don't want to play that out. Okay. Yeah, I think he was afraid that he would lose on time. So King Yuri. I'm going to berserk this game. Let's try to get ourselves fired up. I think if I want to get a game with Wesley still, I might need some more points. So let's berserk and see if we can make it happen. Let's go bishop f5 here. e6. Play c5, try to put my knight on c6. Maybe he could play knight h4 and go after my light square bishop, so let's do this. Okay, I'm going to castle. I'm not going to fear a sack on h6. I don't think that really works for him anyways. Let's look for a trade. I noticed that c2 is weak at the end of this line. Okay, let's do this. Just guard the a7 pawn. We'll come here. Maybe he'll go queen e3, but he would blunder c2 if he did that. Trying to track down his queen. He could play queen c1 here. Yeah, the problem is he's threatening bishop to b6 at the same time. So bishop c5, yeah, that's not good for me. All right, let's do this. We'll try to hide our queen for the moment with our minute remaining. He's keeping control of the position. Here, bishop g5 is a threat. I hope he blunders it. If bishop a7, I can play queen a8 or queen c7. He did blunder it. Okay. This could get weird, though, if, like, queen e2, take on f5. I guess I can take on c3 then, though, so I should be fine. But I'm curious how he'll play it. Okay, so he didn't bite on that. Let's just drop this back. 46 seconds. I'm going to come queen here and attack this bishop. I know b7 is hanging, but it'll have to stay there for now. And then we'll come back. I want to get knight e5 in if I can. This bishop's doing a good job where it's at. Pawn b5 would be helpful as well. Let's play that move. We'll just advance. Get that pawn off and attack square. Maybe knight b6 coming. He's taking some time now. Doesn't look like Wesley's dropped any games yet. Understandably. Okay, let's just take this guy. That might be a greedy decision. We'll see. Rook c1, bishop back. No, I guess I'm fine. Everything is fine. I want to go e5, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to try to position my rook even behind. I don't want to give him knight d5 needlessly, but if I get e5 in, it might be worth it. Okay, let's come here. Just track his queen. Let's do this. Attack the bishop. Probably bishop e5 will be played. Now he sends the bishop back there. Okay. Oh, I'm happy to take this guy. Very happy about that. Just looking for more trades like queen d4. Stuff like that. The more swaps, the better we can prosecute our material advantage, and the easier the position will be to convert eventually. Let's come here, attack his queen. Let's come here, maybe queen d3, I'm thinking. Look for a trade there. Okay, I'm going to come here, attack that knight even further. h5 could be played. I've got 13 seconds left. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's try to take here, see if we can attack f3. Oh, he blundered f3. Very good for us. Let's give a check. And then check here, and that's going to be mate next move. Okay, so we get that mate. We did berserk that game, and we won, but we're not on a streak because we drew that game. So we're playing Bear Jr. 22:45, 14 minutes left. Scandy time again, guys. Still holding out for that game. Let's go knight f6. Okay, I'm gonna play a little aggressive here. c5. Knight ge2 is kind of a flexible move, so I think we can play this way. Let's go here, and then I'm gonna try to play e6 here after. He might go for a plan with f4, f5, but puts the pawn on f3 instead. That's a little odd. Let's go knight d4. See what he wants to do with his queen. Okay, he's gonna keep that. Is he going to castle queenside? That would be kind of risky in my opinion. Yeah, he doesn't do it. Okay, let's play a6. Maybe he'll play a4. Nope, he's going to let us play b5, so we'll take that. Let's play e5, just strengthen our knight on d4. This can't be played because of knight g4. I don't think that's smart of him. So, okay, let's do this. And now I'm going to send my knight here and hopefully hop into e3. I maybe could have taken the other way too, but this way looks pretty clear, so let's do that. I'm going to play king h8, just hide from this bishop. We're both playing pretty fast so far. I didn't see that. I didn't see that he could play that, but that's should be fine. Okay, pull the queen back. Takes right away. Our bishop is covering this square, so no big deal. I'm actually going to bring my king back here. Most likely I want to go for c4 at some stage. Yeah, he's trying for queen h4, I believe. Unfortunately, I don't have a really good counter to that. I think I'm just going to try to break through with my pawns on this wing. Oh, no. Does that work for him? I don't even know if that works, because I have queen e3 check. Ah, he has that in-between move. Ah, that's very nice. That is nice. Yeah, I didn't see that. Makes a lot of sense, though. So where can I go to also cover h7? Not sure there's a square. And if I allow queen h4, I'm toast. Queen c7, queen h4, nothing doing there. Take d3, he can just take back. Okay, I'm going to try a Hail Mary. Maybe he'll get scared and like not take e7. And maybe I can take here and try for some absurdity. I'm hoping if he takes, I'm going to go rook c1. That's my brilliant plan. And actually, I'm probably doing well if I get to play that way. Ah, wow. Okay. Could this get me back in the game? This is kind of a ridiculous shot. But yeah, this is the idea. That was completely unlikely and honestly a pure swindle. That's about as pure of a swindle as you'll see. And he just resigned. He's going to lose the rook, and then I'm completely safe, and his king is open. Okay, so by way of that stroke of fortune, we're 3 points off of the lead. Wesley So, who's probably playing a game right now. Okay, we got a tough game with Lance, 5,500, though. Got to try to win quickly. I can still win this tournament. I mean, Wesley's not infallible. I know he's top 10 in the world, but he's lost games before. Really? b6 is an odd-looking move. Okay, I'm just going to come here. I maybe could have considered discovered attack possibilities. Actually, I probably should have, because I think I was able to do something there. What about knight bd2? What say you about this move? You're going to go d5 or f5? Neither looks truly appetizing, though. f5 it is, or d5 it is, rather. Okay, let's take here. Knight takes d2, most likely. I'm going to take here, and then when he takes, I'll play e4. And we'll try to attack the center this way. Let's play knight c4. We've got this defended. He still needs to complete his development. If knight c6, maybe e5, I'm thinking. Okay, so he's going to play that. Queen d3 or queen d2, one of the two. Probably queen d2. And then get the rook over. Rook a d1. Seppo is in third place with 31 points. Wesley's just destroying the field. We'll go back and click on his profile after the event. I still hope we get one game. That's all I want. Just one game with you, Wesley. Can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but Wesley actually lives very close to me. He lives here in Minnesota, like a half-hour, 45-minute drive away. h6. Okay, let's go h4. h6 seems like the move that black plays when they don't quite know how to proceed. They're solid, but I have the center. I don't have a clear way forward yet. Like, I'm thinking about playing d5 at some stage, but it's probably too early to do so. So if I can quickly play a move like h4 without having to think about it, that's got to be a positive for me. Maybe queen f4 now. Yeah, let's do that with an eye towards playing knight e5. I guess you can always sidestep queen e7, but this move looks threatening. Maybe somewhere I'll play h5. I'm also thinking about g4. Let's play a3. I'm just going to try to stop his knight from coming into b4. That could be a bother. So I'm playing a prophylactic move here. He's also taking a lot of time, so maybe I can use my time edge. Knight e5, queen f6, nothing doing there. d5, nah, not really working. Okay, let's go for g4. This might be a harebrained scheme, but we'll see. Just keep using that time, Lance. If queen e7, he's going to entrench himself here with f6. d5. d5 is screaming to be played. Okay, let's go for it. Take and take. Open the e-file. This structure looks weak. The g6 pawn especially. So he's going to go there. Let's proceed. d6. Keep pushing. e5 is the answer. Okay, I'm going to come here. If he takes, I have... He's going to play that way. I didn't see that move, but is it good? Queen takes a7? I think I can do this. Let's do that. Attack the bishop. 1 minute to 40-some seconds. Okay, let's maneuver. Rook takes. I want to keep the tension for a moment. So let's do this and attack the c7 pawn. Kind of eye that guy. Let's take that. Let's come here. I want bishop a3. That's what I would really like to do. I'm just going to take, though, first before playing it. Okay, let's maybe hide our king. Thinking about rook g1. Didn't see that. Okay, I gotta go here then to defend. I guess queen b3. Queen b3 would have been strong there. Do not play queen b3, please. Okay, let's do this. Little time left for both of us. Both kind of struggling here. Not quite sure what to do. My pieces are all so far away from my king. Okay, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to come here. Take. Yeah, he's getting me here. I'm just going to resign. I don't have anything. He's got queen f3 coming next. Wow, so Lance blitzed us out at the end. That's going to hurt our chances. We're in second place, but Casablanca is probably going to overtake us. Ouch. And with less than 5 minutes remaining, I don't know. John says this tourney is too short. Yeah, for a 3-minute tournament, it might be better to have it an hour. Okay, bum check. I'm going to try to win this game real quickly. Let's play e4. Why not? He's also berserking. Let's do this properly. Okay, bring the knight out. We'll play a Rui. I'm going to play an exchange variation for simplicity's sake. Oh, is my connection good? Is it bad? What's going on here? I hope I'm not lagging. He takes that way. Okay, well, let's just castle. Not sure that's a great way for him to take, but it might be playable. Okay, we'll take here. Now he's got to take on f3, I believe, if he doesn't want to lose something. Because here, can't we just do this and then take e5? Looks like it to me. Attack the bishop. Okay, bring this out. Just take that. Come here with the bishop. So as far as I can tell, we're just up a solid pawn. Let's go here, defend b2. Maybe knight c5 in the future. Just going to centralize for now. We have a majority, 4 versus 3. We can make use of at some stage. Okay, let's do this. See if they want to play for f5. f5 seems a little risky, so I doubt they'll do it. Let's bring up our king. Even though there's a lot of pieces on the board, there's no mortal danger to either king, so I think bringing up the king makes a lot of sense. Let's go here. I don't want to help them out by taking on b6 and thereby allowing them to better defend by fixing their pawn structure. So we're going to play it like this. Maybe a4. They seem content to just kind of wait. Maybe they want c4 now, but I'm going to bring up my rook. And I think I can take because I've got rook over here coming, which looks powerful. Okay, let's do this. Attack that a6 pawn. Kind of boxing myself in with my rook, though, over there. f5 looks all right. Oh, I've really boxed myself in with that rook. Fortunately, I can maybe bring my king up. Let's do this. This is a funny scenario. I can't move. Okay, take that. Whoa, you're going to do it that way, huh? Okay, we're going to go for e6 check. He's giving up his rook. Wow. We're just in time to stop the pawn. I mean, I think he started playing for a win way too quickly. Is that almost stalemate? Okay, I know I missed quicker checkmates there, but I'm just glad I didn't lose that game. Okay, so we have 37 points, minute and a half remaining. It looks like we're going to get second if everything holds, which is not a guarantee. But we didn't get the game with Wesley. So sad. How's he been doing in the tournament? Yeah, he's been obviously winning every game, but I wonder if there's been any close calls. Just hovering over the board, taking a look, seeing if there's anything remotely close, because you got to give League chess players credit. Like, these guys can knock off anyone in the world if the time of day is right and they're in the mood to do so. And maybe with some help from that high-rated player. Less than a minute. I don't know if we'll get paired. It's not looking like it. King's Crusher got a game. Okay. Just kind of starting from the start here, seeing if there's any games where he was like down material but somehow won. Really doesn't look like it. This game with Flaneur looks interesting. I'll click on that once the tournament's over. That's a mating attack against Likes-Tell. Store Elf, up a bunch of material. We'll wish Wesley thanks. And I think that will be it. 5 seconds remaining. Do we stay in second place? Looks like we are. Moral Intentions came up with third right at the end. All right, so tournament over. A little bit of a disappointment from my end and for you guys because I wish we could have got a game with Wesley. Let's take a look at that game he had with Flaneur. Shout out to Flaneur. This is the game. So Wesley is playing black here. Sicilian. Bishop b5 check variation. Looks like it was pretty even going into the middle game. I'm going to fast forward until maybe one of the more critical moments. Yeah, not a whole lot happening here. Black's a bit weak on the king side. h6, g5, but it doesn't look like white can take advantage. So here black had the option of playing e4, but they passed it up. Probably white can sacrifice. Ah, no, queen e2, okay. And if takes here, he can win e7. So Wesley played queen d7 instead, hitting that a4 pawn. Knight d2, and he just snatched that pawn. Okay, so maybe that was Flaneur's first mistake. Although the computer still thinks he's doing okay. Only now does it start to go up heavily in black's favor. Okay, so black's still up a pawn. f4 coming. Yeah, queen h3. Now black is building some threats, but still, Flaneur is hanging tough. Huh, h takes g5. Counterintuitive decision. You'd think you'd want to take back with the rook to keep the attack down the g-file, but he's like, no, let's play h takes, and probably has the intention of playing g4 to bust up white's structure. d6, yep, there you go, g4. And even though white has this passed pawn, it's always controlled by black's rook and bishop. e4, okay. Yeah, and these two pawns in the middle are worth more than white's kind of scattered pawns, although it remains slightly unclear. And we also don't know what the time situation was right here. I guess I could check if I wanted, but having seen Wesley play Blitz, he plays very much like you would expect a top player to play. Like, very smooth, doesn't seem to like dwell on decisions too much. He just machine guns out those moves. I've seen him play over the board Blitz on a few occasions, and that's what it's like. Okay, so here, Flaneur, after a very heroic defense, plays bishop b6, but take, e3. And those two connected pawns on the third rank are too much. Huh. Yeah, again, white's material deficit, or advantage, I should say, doesn't count for anything because black has the more quality pawns. That's what really matters. Yeah, two pawns on the second rank, one of them's going to queen. It's a nice game there. Let's look at this one game I had against, who was it? Just like the completely rook c1, Bear Jr. This game was kind of gross. I had a nice position out of the opening. Probably when white took on d4, I should have taken with the c pawn, as the engine is saying. I took with the e pawn. I'm not sure why. I think taking with the c pawn was more logical because that way I would open the c file. So e takes d5, but the decision I really want to focus on is the position was probably about equal. I should probably just take his knight here or something. But I played c4, and this allowed rook takes e7, which is winning for white. Queen takes. Now, if they had played queen h4, I had queen e3 check, forking the king and the rook. That's all well and good. But white smartly threw in rook e1, and I didn't see any of this. I didn't even see rook takes e7 as a possibility, so this was all just off the cuff for me. And I knew I was losing here because the point is now white can play queen h4 with no worries after my queen moves. And there's nowhere my queen can go where I can cover h7 on the next move, you know, short of sacrificing my queen for the knight or sacking on e3 or something. So I took here, and yeah, I mean, if white just takes, it's all a bluff. You see that? It's like +5. Take here. I think even rook back is winning. Yeah, I can get a situation where I have two rooks against a queen and a knight, but it's not going to work. Interestingly, white's position is even so strong here, they can allow the pawn to queen with check, and then probably get away with the king, right? And still queen h7 is coming. So in desperate positions like that, it doesn't hurt to think outside of the box a little bit and try to set up some sort of trick. You know, I'm not saying you should like try to, I don't know, like act like your position is lost. Like this for over the board chess. Like if you ever played someone where they have a lost position and then they set up a trick by acting like their position's lost, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll make this move. and then suddenly you make a quick reply and they just checkmate you. I'm not suggesting you do something like that, but play something that looks a little complicated where your opponent has to take a firm stance. Like here, he has to take my queen and just win the game, even though I get a pawn on the second rank. But he thought he had time to do this, and now all of a sudden, rook c1, which is a great resource. And because we're threatening to take here with check, white would have to play this if he continued. But here we have queen e3. Oh yeah, and he did continue, and this was the end of the game. After this, check. Yeah, he's going to be losing. Let's say queen here, check, king here, and I even have time to bring my rook over and set up rook c1. He's not quite in time to checkmate me. So one of the nastier swindles I've pulled off lately. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I hope you enjoyed the tournament in general. I'll try to play more of these Blitz arenas from time to time, as opposed to just the bullet ones. And let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.